Year 2024, that is okay. I got to fix this. I can't go on in my life feeling guilty and being overwhelmed. Fix the problem, Martine.
Yeah, this is the dream for my life. This is what I really want, the lifestyle I want. This is what I see that I want to build. Some people they're watching right now say, okay, how can I fix that? I still feel guilty. I still feel split because I want to be good everywhere. Fine, you have to realize what you really want because clarity will bring change. If you're not clear and intentional, you're going to go to every direction but no direction. Right? Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Wilkie Show. Bonjour. Today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people they face in their life. Do you feel split sometime? Do you feel guilty not being enough, not doing enough? This is what we're going to talk today, Alan. This is a reality of a lot of people. They have goals. They want to succeed. They feel they're not doing enough for their family, not doing enough for their kids, their husband, their job, their business. And they dance between the two worlds, right? Mm-hmm. And this is tough to succeed this way.
You know that most women in careers, they're in network marketing, they're trying to do hustle, they're dealing with their husbands, their children, all of these resistance. And that's what causes, you're guilty of not being a good wife or a good mother. You feel guilty that you're not enough because all this is happening, but you want to succeed now. Mm-hmm. Today, we're going to just touch that subject because I think it's important for every person out there doing some hustle part-time, or you want to do a career, you're in network marketing, you're trying a career, you're going to school, you're trying to balance.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing.
I love this word.
Try to balance.
I don't believe really that you can have a perfect balanced life because sometimes your family can ask you more energy, more investment. Sometimes it's your business. You have a new client, a big contract, and you have to realize then we have different season in our life. Season of you can put more energy for a time in this contract, and you have to share with your family, with the people, listen, for this period of time, I'm going to be more busy. I'm going to have less time to do that. But we have to be clear. If we don't clarify that, everybody can suffer of this. But to be well balanced in every area and at the same time, I don't believe that. Especially if you're sick for a period of time, you cannot be balanced to take care of your family the same way, at the same level you would like to do. We need to realize that in every period, a season of our life, to learn how to deal with that.
You see, when a couple comes together, they start their lives, they got dreams, and we're going to do this, we're going to go get that, buy the house, have kids, no. But then it gets complicated. Then we see how many women we saw that, okay, I'm going to get married. They're going to school, university, or they got some kind of career going or side hustle. They're working hard, and then they get married. So now, okay, I'll put this aside and I'll have the children and come back in my career later on. Or they're trying to go into this the wrong way with the wrong attitude, and there's confrontations. There's things that they didn't know. That's when stuff happens. So if you're going to go into a career, you want success, it's going to need a lot of effort and time and strategies and concepts. And the thing is, we go into stuff thinking that, okay, let's just do that. And we don't think about the challenges. What's the worst case scenario? What the cost is going to cost me in time and energy, and what do I have to put aside? How my agenda has got to be structured, because it's a question of structure, right? The structure is the most important. You're just shooting goals out there. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start side hustle.
You talk about the structure, the system to put in place, right, to succeed.
Yeah. So now I want to be a lawyer, and then I'm going to get married, have kids and stuff. So we're not thinking about the structure. We're not thinking about, okay, everything is going to cost time, and if we don't fix that, frustration is going to happen. And plus, we've got two worlds coming together, because we're going to talk a little bit about that in this show, the cycles, right?
Yeah.
That I had in my life, the cycles you had in your life, and it's everything. It's the same thing for any couple. You come from two backgrounds, and so on, so on.
Yeah, exactly. You said so many things, and I just want to go back to the mindset, pick and choose.
Yeah.
For us, is I can have it all. I want it all. I want my family. I want to be happy with my kids. I want to be happy in my marriage. I want to succeed, to fulfill myself. I believe that real success is to fulfill the reason of your existence, the dream of your life.
Yeah.
I wanna have my health, to feel good with my beauty, my body, to feel good. I want it all. And we come to a culture or mindset, I have to pick and choose. You just said, okay, if I'm going to have some kids, I cannot do my career or my business anymore. Or I have to let something go to have something else. Not for me. I decided more than 30 years ago, no, I want it all. And this is part of my story. It's a mindset, right? It's a cultural mindset, generational mindset. It's, some mindset. We grew up and we talk about cycle, to try to repeat the same cycle that the generation before, like my mom, like, the generation, how they perceive life, how they react with life. And when we had Josh, I was pregnant, and I say, when I'm going to have Josh, I'm going to deliver, I'm going to take like 6 months off. I'm going to take the time and just be home and at home. And I realized 2 weeks after Josh was born, I was already on the scene, speaking and doing to fulfill myself. Because for me, it's not a job. It's not, like tough and hard. It's something I like to do. I love to do. And Josh was only two weeks born, and we had people we put in place. You were talking about, I want to go back with the system. See, mindset, you can block yourself, stop yourself to have it all. And if we just go and say, no, I can't have it all, and life and things was going to come in order to help me to have it all and fulfill the dream of my life. And we started to have some help for Josh. I was able to fulfill myself and continue my career, what I love to do, at the same time to be happy with you and to have, a good time with my son. This is a kind of mindset. And the mindset, if you a little bit raise your standard, enlarge your limitation, you're going to see that you're going to start to attract help and solution and the system to put in place to succeed.
Exactly. So any woman that wants to succeed and she feels guilty of, maybe I'm not a good wife, maybe I'm not a good mother to my kids, and they feel really overwhelmed by the structure. The kids are going to school, we got to bring this, the sports, the husband. So when you start building a structure of help around you, like you were saying, that's when you can do what your goals. I mean, you hire somebody to do the cleaning, you've got somebody cooking the food, you've got some help to bring the kids to this place or that place. And at the same time, what you do, if you have the kids there or you're at a sports game, you can be on the phone, do your side hustles, whatever you're doing, network marketing, speaking to clients. You can enjoy your life with your husband. He's doing this and you're sitting there and you're on the phone doing business on the computer. You got a structure that protects you, your life, your business, your goals, your career, because now I'll go back to the mindset, okay? The cycles. Everybody has a cycle in their life.
Everybody, whatever the level you are, you face some cycles, some paradigm.
Everybody has a cycle in their lives that's going to come. It's such a resistance, and it brings that challenge into your life. So if your husband comes from a different family, a different mindset and finances, and the way a family has to go, a wife that has a career, he never knew that. Now he's marrying a woman that has that personality, and he's trying to put her as a housewife, but she wants to succeed. If what happens, his life is going to be miserable.
And you're going to be miserable too.
And then you've got the other side. You've got your wife coming up, and she grew up in a different type of family, the way she ate, the way she lived her life, that family, the words, everything, all these cycles were different than the other cycles. Then you come and put this together, and she wants to succeed, but she wants to be a good wife, so she feels guilty, overwhelmed there, and she loses control. of her life, of her career. She doesn't understand herself no more. She doesn't recognize herself, her life. That's not what she wanted. But at the same time, she feels guilty. She's now a wife and a mother.
I think one thing helped me, because when you met me, we are together since 23 years now.
Yeah.
Married 21 years. And we're happier than never before.
Yeah.
We're just in the best time of our life right now. And you met me, I was already a businesswoman.
Yeah,
right?
We're a different case, though. We had both our careers. And
Yeah, but
totally different.
But you never put pressure on me then to change for you. Mm-hmm. You want me to succeed. It was not easy for you all the time because you chose me to be this kind of woman, but you to be with a woman that has leadership and push. And it's different case for the people watching the show right now. I think we have all different personality, different dreams in our life, different desires, and it's fine. But one thing we realize is if we come together, we're never going to try to kill the dream of the other. We decided to help each other and to push each other, right? Mm-hmm. And we realized quickly that we didn't want to build a marriage like the generation before, not because it was all bad, no, but we want to have better, higher, and we realized that we didn't want a marriage according to the culture or the generation or the religious side. We want to have a marriage like a king and queen, building an empire together. And this is why we call us the power of two, right? Mm-hmm. Because the power of two coming together in unity and help each other, this has really impacted our life, both of us. Because I am your biggest fan. I love to support you, to be there with you, and the same for you with me. I realized really growing up, my mom was at home, but she was not more present. Very busy to do a lot of stuff around the house. And I have a good mother and I have nothing against, the way it happened. But I realized, hey, my mom was at home, but still very busy. Mm-hmm. And if I work and when I'm going to be with my son, I'm going to be fully present. This is what I learned. To not be at work and have my mind at home and feel guilty and split, and not be at home and feel guilty and split with my work. I realized that the system I needed to be and break the cycle, because my mom was at home, but not really present.
Busy.
See? Well, she was busy doing many stuff around the house. And I said to myself, if I take time with Josh, I want to be fully present there. Mm-hmm. When it's time to work, in my family, no, I'm very focused. Now it's time to work. And I think order brings success. Mm-hmm. This is something we really build together. And we want to build a kingdom and empire to help each other and to not feel guilty, but instead to support each other to do the best we can.
Same thing with the guys. Guys, they go to work, their wife, they have children. The guys are in business, they're hustling, so they miss the game, the kids' game, and so they feel guilty because they're not there half the time. Because what happened is they separated, they made two worlds out of one world, instead of working side by side. So the guys are going through the same thing, same thing, because now you don't feel like a good husband and a good father because you're not there half the time and you're not you have no connection with the family. So
yeah, I think yes, a lot of men can feel this way too.
What you got to do as partners is become partners, right?
Exactly.
Or else you're not partners. It's just you're two people say, okay, let's make a family and
we were in love and be married.
We'll make it happen, There's no structure. And then as you accumulate things, the house comes in, the payments comes in, the jobs, extra time,
reality,
and the kids,
hit.
and their school, and then they're growing up. And all of a sudden, you're overwhelmed.
And now you're tired. And
so the guys are having times with their friends, but now their buddies and It's disrupting everything. This disorder comes in and everybody's feeling guilty. Nobody's fixing the problem.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. But some part, I believe, still today, unfortunately,
It's
then
culture.
culturally, I think it's more acceptable or stereotyped than for the man to do the work, go to work, and or build a business, and he's gonna do more hours and not be so much present at home. He can feel. I agree that some part of his life he can say, "I would like to share more time with my family or to be more present," but it's more like acceptable culturally. This kind of stereotype instead of a woman that she's busy at work and she's gonna have to do overtime or more hours, or she's writing a book and speaking and engagement and all of that, and she's not at home like she would like to be, or present at home like she would like. I think culturally it's more women's going to feel guilty because of the stereotype of the gender with the family.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we come in and say, okay, we want to build a kingdom, right? To leave a legacy. So to the children's children, right? So that's maybe 3%, 5% of society, of couples, men and women coming together and saying, okay, we're going to build a legacy. It's a very different DNA, very different. There's women out there, they're overwhelmed because they're looking for this kingdom thing. Because a kingdom, there's a king and a queen sitting, and everything they do is more than money. It's to build a legacy. And they have to come together. That's why we said we are the power two. We understood the power two. Even in network marketing, the power two. What creates a downline that builds and is successful is the power of two. So we decided, okay.
Say it again. The power of two, not just one.
No. It's the power of two. If you're building a kingdom, if you want an average life, I understand. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing the people who want an average life.
And we talk in this show about to have it all. If you want to have it all,
correct.
Yeah.
If you want to have it all, you got to bring in the power too.
And you have to change the cycle. Do you know the way of thinking, mindset, the perception, the way of
things? You can't do the same things the same way.
You have to change the way you see things.
And it's tough because you've got two strong characters, have attitude. But at least we got the same goal. There's women out there that are alone, and they had, relationships didn't work, and guys that same thing with guys. So, but they feel why their relationship got wasted is because of this factor. These girls wanted to succeed. These women wanted to succeed, and they got overwhelmed, or they were so guilty. And then what happens is very negative. You're not building no more. You're destroying.
Yeah.
You lost control. When you lose control of a horse, you lost control. He's
Oh yeah, but sometimes people, they're just gonna, they're gonna just accept the situation and live with it, survive, instead to thrive and to just, I want to look at the mirror and say, no, I deserve better. I want better. I'm going to fight to have better. And in this year, 2024, I believe that it's a year of excellency to go and to build better, to just fight for your dream, to live a life by no regret, to decide, no, I have just one life to live and I just want to create the best. I'm the creator of my life. And I fought for a marriage. People they're watching right now, they don't know their story. But in the beginning of a relationship 23 years ago, they were saying, you're better to separate, guys. You have, people, they look at us and say, oh, this is easy for them. This is, not my reality with my couple, my situation. But I just want to say, we had really, what we're saying today, 23 years after, it's because we fought for it. We work on it. We work on ourselves. We decided both to invest in our life to change. Then we can see the dream we have in our heart to be fulfilled. I had the dream because when I met you, I was doing my own business and you were doing your own stuff too. And we had the choice to just continue this way and to just have both, our stuff each side. But in my heart, I want to work in business with you. I want to build with you. I want to be with you. Was part of my dream. And it was not easy all the time in the beginning. It was tougher maybe, but we felt for it, and we decided to just continue to work on ourselves and to just develop what we needed to be better together. And today it's amazing. And today I live the dream I had in my heart. But this is an encouragement for some people right now. That you don't understand. My husband is resisting me in my business, or I try to do network marketing, and I don't have support from my family or from my husband, or I'm by myself to organize my life, my family, take care of the kids, doing all the tasks at home, try to work on the day, try to build my side, this hustle business. Then you don't understand. We understand. We know what it is. And we were not on the same page all the time. But if we apply that and we change our mindset and we put some system and strategies, we can succeed.
We had a client a long, long time ago. When we started into this business, she had gone to school as a lawyer, and she had no driver's license. No. She would, in the snow with the babies and try to take the bus and and she was not supported at all by her husband. No. And then she came to you to be coached back then, and she was ready to invest in herself because her life...
And nobody was supporting her.
Nobody. Her family, her father, mother, her husband, nobody was supporting her.
And she was working like a nurse during the weekend and night and did her lawyer school and have the kid. And
it was very expensive, to go, and the time consuming, and then you got the children and so on, the family not supporting you. And so when she came in to be coached by you, you put a structure in her life. And I remember being part of that in certain places. So we had her get her driver's license, because if we look back, in her family, no woman had a driver's license, all right? We did this a couple times with a couple women. Now,
cycle.
We're talking about cycles here, family cycles just dropping into their life. So you've got the husband has cycles from his family, and she had cycles from her family. And we started structuring stuff. We started, said, this is what you got to do, right? And the years that passed, she went from lawyer to judge. Now, we brought her up there with a car. She's got the best car around, and so on, and her life changed. You see, it was possible for her, even if she didn't have no support, with the right coaching she had with you. We got her license, her driver's license. We got her a career, and we pushed her. And
she was full of debt, and all debt was paid too.
Yeah, all the debts got paid because there was a structure, there was a way to do it. She was mentored through the process, and naturally supported. And then we see that anything that can be fixed. She was overwhelmed. Yeah. She didn't have the money. No. She didn't have the resources. She didn't have the support. And then we started walking into her life, and then everything changed. So when everything's put back in place the right way, what happens is now you're moving ahead. Now, coming back to cycles. In her family, the women had these cycles, no success.
No, maybe just a nice job, just a career.
Just a little career. But she wanted more. She
had a dream.
She had a dream.
And she wanted all.
That's right. So that's the basic of our podcast here, is if you want it all,
you have to break some cycle.
And it's going to be probably tough.
Yeah.
There's things that you're going to have to do because you're coming out of cycles. Your mindset's got to change. Your skill set's got to be worked on, and so on, so on. And as a woman, you got to walk out of guilty, because when you feel guilty, you are, right?
Yeah, you condemn yourself, and you focus on what you're not doing enough instead of what you do good.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And because we have stereotype, we have a belief system that want to affect our decision, because you take decision based on your belief system. And paradigm cycle in our life, they are there, they stay there because of our belief system. If we don't change our belief system, the way you see things, the way you believe your life, and you're going to keep the same paradigm. You're going to keep the same level. Then you need to change your mindset. And you need to, because your mindset, it's affected by the way you grew up, your family, your culture, your environment, education, and you believe some stuff that block you to have it all. And this is how together we decide, no, let's build our life the way we want and ready to work on ourselves to change that, because you have strength I don't have, and I have strength that you don't have. And instead to accusing each other on our weaknesses, we decided to help. Because if I have the strength and you don't, or you have the strength and I don't, we're going to celebrate our strength. We're going to honor our strength. We're going to submit to our strength to each other and help to build our kingdom together with our strength. And my strength help your weaknesses, and your strengths help my weaknesses. And this is how we can be equal in partnership, queen and king, building the kingdom. This way, we can have a real result for our life. And we work on it during years through the process.
If you want to win, you need a partner.
All the time. You need a team, you need partners.
You need somebody that's stronger than you in certain areas, and that's how you succeed. If you don't have a partner, you go get yourself a partner in the world. But for us was the best partnership we could have, because we were married. We wouldn't betray each other. And we're working for the legacy of the children. So that was safer for us to do this and put our ego aside and say, okay, let's work together. And at one point we said, okay, this is your strength, this is your peak, and this is my peak. Yeah. How can we connect both worlds together to bring this into our future? Yeah. To really invest in our peaks. And that's what we've been doing. We're still doing that. It's not easy all the time, because sometimes you see that way, I see it that way, but we come back at the table and say, okay, what's your strength and what's mine? This is how we got to work. This is the concept, the strategy that we are going to perform. Like a fish, you take it out of the water. I mean, it's stupid. Put it back in the water and it becomes, wise, and it's just genius goes through, because that's the environment it's supposed to be in. So if I'm working in my environment, and you're working in your environment, we're side by side into the same goal, then we got strength.
Yeah, and this is so good, because like spouse, if I really say I love you, I mean, my action has to follow my words. And then I say I love you. Love is supposed to let you free and to help you to fulfill your dream and who you are, not trying to change you. And same thing for you with me. You say, I love you, and you try to stop me to be really who I am and to fulfill my dream and to push for my dreams. Doesn't make sense. Realize, no, our action has to follow our words. And this is the place we started to work together, to really want to be there for each other and to help. And when we decided to have kids, we said, we're going to have kids together. Then we're going to take care together, like it's not just one side responsibility, it's not, and this is why for all the impact to have kids, all the energy, time, education, all of that, we help each other in this new journey. We didn't say, oh, because I'm the mom, I am the one taking all the charge on my shoulder. You took too, and we help each other to keep going with our dreams and taking care of our kids at the same time.
It's all about the goal. And once we understand that, there's women out there that are overwhelmed with the family. What's the goal? Where you want to go? And what do you want? We always say that. Right?
A lot of people, they don't know what they want, what they really want.
So that's the first thing. You get married. What did you want with this marriage? Where was it going? What's the legacy you're going to leave to your children? Are you going to just say, okay, whatever, they'll just do whatever they want to and whatever. So, but we weren't average to that point. We were saying, okay, what we want to build, and it's tough for us. It's tough for the kids, because now we're more structured, and this is where we're going, this is what we want to do. So, and any big family that had left a legacy, the children at one point, they didn't know if they're going to continue into that line of work or business. They had to stop and think about it because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of decision, and it's big to follow up. But you got to go to that direction.
Yeah.
Because the couple is the head of the kingdom. Every single one under that couple
Is the foundation.
It's going to follow what they decided. Mm-hmm. But it's all about cycles. I come back to this because in your family, there was a cycle with the women too. You decided not to go that way.
Well, women in my family, they were a fighter, but just to survive. I decided I'm a fighter, but I don't want to just fight to survive.
That's right.
Yeah.
They were women that in survival mode, they would be very good at finding concepts and strategies, right?
For short term.
For short term to survive.
Not long term to thrive.
So you took that, brought it to another level.
Consciously identifying the pattern, the paradigm, the cycle, and say no to these voices that try to want to do the same thing with me and to keep me just to survive at this level and just enough. Mm-hmm. This is a lot of people, they're facing guilt, condemnation, they feel guilty or because they listen too much to these voices. Mm-hmm. From the family, from the generation, because the science, the epigenetic science prove now that you have the voice and the blood from generation, anxiety, fears, some experience happened in the generation before, and you have this memory of your blood, and these voices talk to you and try to keep you in the same pattern, same level. And our life, we decided to have an intentional life, not just live the life like what's going to happen, whatever. We decided to be very intentional. What we're going to build, how we're going to build, what do we really want? Not according from the mindset of the generation or the family or the culture. What do I really want, me, Martine? What do you really want?
That's right.
And to respect each other because we love each other and to help each other and to build this kingdom together. Can I do it without you? Yes, for sure. Can you do it without me? For sure. But we decided to be together. And two is better than just be by myself. We did better together. We did more together.
We wouldn't gone in the same direction for sure. And how that would have finished.
We organized all of that to be, in the same space together.
We decided a common goal.
Yeah, intentional.
Sit down and say, okay, what's the common goal here? Where you want to go? Where I want to go? How do we live our life? What's the lifestyle? What's the goals? What you want to leave?
Yeah.
At the end of it, what's the amount of money we want to make? Is it this level, this level?
That we want to reach.
So if we're not in agreement there, how can we build, right?
Yeah.
From the very start,
we
would have gone different directions because if I want to achieve this and you say, well, I'm okay with this, we're not going the same direction, right?
Exactly. And we when we decided to be together, married is... it's not just about myself anymore. It's not just about yourself anymore.
It's about the goal. And
it's not about a man stuff or girl stuff. It's about intentional for our unity, our couple together, what we're going to build together.
That's right.
Where are we going together? And we were able to do it. I was able to do it because you're a very secure man. To see your woman with leadership and goals and thriving and never put you in insecurity or nothing, you know your value, you know what you can do, and you were okay with that. You didn't try to stop me.
You see, when you sit down with a partner, you expect that partner to be solid, and you can depend on that partner. And if that partner says, this is what I'm going to do, that's what she's going to do.
Yeah.
See, what she says, she does. So, and you can count on her. So for me, you're my partner. We're best friends too, but we're partners in success. So then all this becomes a different game. I just didn't marry a woman just, okay, let's get married and be average. No, let's get married, and what are the goals? And how do we fix this? We have two different mentalities.
Two different backgrounds.
Two different
cycles.
Backgrounds. We have different gifts
a lot.
and skill set.
Oh, yeah.
we sat down and say, okay, what is the business for us that we can do together and use our strengths and our skill set and our talents and our giftings and our discernment to make this happen. We didn't. Sometimes, even for me, I felt guilty as not being a good father because my mind is so much on, and it still happens today. I sit down and I don't feel that I could be the father that I see other fathers be. But this is kind of who I am. There's a battle there. But once you sit down and you say, okay, this is where we want to bring the family.
And again,
that legacy for the family.
Yeah. And again, you come from a childhood, very tough childhood. You decided to not to do like your dad with your kids. You decided to be present for your family. And this is what you have done, you know. And it's easy to look at what we don't do instead of what we changed and what we do better. Because, 30 years, I was working with women abused in difficulties, and I was social worker and psychology, and I built some resources for women abused in Montreal. And I saw so many, at the same time, stereotypes or the way, the mindset, I'm going to stay home and be with the kids, but they're not better mother. I saw it. I saw it again and again, slapping their kids, losing patience. Oh, yeah, you were there. But because you were miserable, you accept something by culture or, education to do that you're not happy. You're not fulfilled. And I think you're better when you're fulfilled. I think, you come back home, you're fulfilled. You're going to be more present for your spouse, for your kids, because you fulfill yourself. We decided to have kids. Okay, we had kids together. We're going to take care together. We're going to deal with all, around what we have to do together. And this is the point then I decide to live my life with no regret. And did I make mistake? Yes. Do I regret some stuff in my past? Yes, but I have the opportunity every 24 hours. Some people didn't wake up this morning, and I woke up, and I have the opportunity today to change my presence and my future and be better and to build on it. And we had to change a lot of toxic cycles from our family. And like you said, before, it was not easy, but the discipline to do it, it's so much better than the weight of regret.
What's the cost today that if you're doing a side hustle, you're a woman, you feel guilty, overwhelmed? What's the cost it's going to cost you if you don't fix the problem? You can't just let this go. If you want to leave a legacy to your family, your children, for me, it's get out of the old mentality culture, right? A girl, a man. I met women that were extremely blessed mechanics because their father was a mechanic and they were young, working on cars with their father, and they became amazing mechanics. So it's not about girl, boy, whatever. So when you want to succeed, you got to fix the problem. That's why you got to put a structure in. There is cycles in your life. And that's why we do what we do, because we coach people getting them out of the cycles. Because if you don't fix this cycle in 2024, in 2025, you're going to end up with same cycles, same guilt, same regret, same overwhelm. You got to fix it now. You got to move in and fix these patterns, these paradigms that are messing up your life. And you don't want to look back and say, I regret this, I regret that thing, I regret the other thing. I believe that today there's a different environment that's been creating with women. You see more and more women in network marketing, doing side hustles, going in careers, starting businesses, online, whatever. And they're taking that jump of faith. We got to double down. There's women out there, there's people out there, you got to double down. You got to fix stuff. You got to, this year, 2024, you got to say, okay, I got to fix this. I can't go on in my life feeling guilty and being overwhelmed. Fix the problem, Marty.
Yeah.
Fix the problem.
You know, you just said 2024 and to be intentional. Everything I do in life is to be intentional and to realize what do I really want me now. Maybe I don't want the same thing than 5 years ago or the year before. It's normal. We change. I'm not the same than you met 20 years ago. What do I really want now? And to be very honest with ourselves. Because I realize if I try to please all the time people around me, I'm going to be miserable and they're not going to love me more, like me more. I really have for my life to decide, and this is a part that, well, okay, this is the dream for my life. This is what I really want. This is the lifestyle I want. This is what I see that I want to build. And soon we do that because some people they're watching right now say, okay, how can I fix that? I still feel guilty. I still feel split because I want to be good everywhere. Fine, you have to realize what you really want because clarity will bring change. If you're not clear and intentional, you're gonna go to every direction but no direction, right? Mm-hmm. When you identify that, the second step, and this is going to happen to everybody when they reach their goal, fulfill their dream, voices will come. These voices come from the memory of generation. Mm-hmm. Because maybe you want something that from generation they wanted, like my grandmother, but she never fulfilled her dream. And I am the one chosen in my bloodline to change the story of the next generation, my life and the next generation. Mm-hmm. And this voice is going to try to talk to me every way to try to stop me, to stop this toxic pattern in my family with women never succeed their destiny, never, have it all, just surviving. And these voices will talk, will speak all the time. And if we don't realize that this is the voices of generation or my culture, and if I receive this voice, I'm going to stay guilty and not good enough, right? Mm-hmm. But if I realize this is these voices and you're not going to stop me, I'm not going to be perfect in the process, in the journey. I will learn and I'm going to be gracious to me. Then it's normal. I'm learning. I'm going to make a mistake, but I want to change something in my life and my descendants because we're building an empire. This voice keeps cycle. The third thing, you have to be clear with people around you. If you're not clear in your intention, how you can receive the right support? We were clear with each other, right? Mm-hmm. We sit together. And because I said, do you love me? You say, yes. Do you want to support me in this journey? Right? Yeah. And we talk about it.
We decided that we were going to create a lifestyle. Because life goes on and on and on. If you don't have a lifestyle, you're working for what, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just working for money is not enough. Mm-hmm. It's the money is the result of you having a goal and creating a lifestyle. Money pays you the car you want, the house you want, the life you want, and the security for your children and your children's children. So that's why you got to build a legacy. It's more about money. It's protection. It's the future. So when we have different mindsets coming together like us, but we were clear from the very beginning. Very clear. This is the lifestyle we wanted. We wanted to work together. Yeah. We didn't know how. We figured it out with time because we got keys in our life. We got the understanding, the knowledge, the mentorship that we needed. Yeah. And then we realized, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Because at the very first, You've Got Dreams, we came together. We loved each other and said, okay, let's do this. But we didn't know how. Well, the only thing we knew is we wanted to work together. Now, then the family and the people around you, then they start coming in. You're crazy. You don't, yeah. And then
these voices,
all these voices,
outside and inside.
Outside, and that's where I was going there. It's because you have these voices
inside.
This mindset, and you're saying, okay, it's epigenetics. It's in the DNA. It's been there. Those voices
to keep you the same place,
and you're fighting against yourself, right? and you're fighting against these voices, and then all of a sudden the exterior comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's one thing that we understood, that you attract whatever you are. So if you're in that mindset, then the voices will have power over you. So you got to change, you got to shift that. But first of all, what's the lifestyle? What's the mindset? Get out of the overwhelm, get a structure.
Yeah, this is the last point, the fourth point, because after we have clarity, clarity will bring order, and order will bring a structure.
Yeah.
And now you can just take, to just reflect and say, how I'm going to structure my life, then I can build my dream and not feeling guilty. But the first point, and he just said something good, the voice is inside and the voice is outside. Because these voices will react too, because when you decide to change, you have a reaction. We call that the law of polarity. Yeah. You take a decision, you're going to have reaction. Because you said that we become also of the people surrounded around, their life. And when we decide to change, then people around us will react.
Yeah, and they're probably going to change too.
It's maybe hard for people watching right now, but if I want it all and I want to fulfill the dream in my life, I have to be ready to let go the mindset, some part of the mindset of my culture and the way I grew up and the way of the generation. Because if I just resist that and I want to just keep that in my life, I'm going to stop myself to fulfill my dream. Yeah. Because all of that brought me where I am and want to keep me there. And if I want to go higher and better, I need to be ready to change that, to confront that, to just refuse. I was talking this morning in coaching. Sometimes we have to unlearn to relearn. We have to unlearn stuff we learn thinking is the way, and saying, no, this is not the way for me. This is not what I want in my life. And I just have one life to live. Do I'm going to keep that? Do I'm going to just have a life that was not my life and have this regret at the end? Then it's a fight. It's a decision. And to resist this internal voice and external voices, it's not easy. But the price is so better, the reward.
You see, you go where you're received, and that's where
And by
success.
the way, some people, they're going to criticize you also, not just resist with the voice, but they're not going to understand what you do, and they're going to criticize what you are changing right now.
Coming back to that is if there's laws, right? If you not received, you go into an environment, not received, you got to walk out of there and go to find where you're going to be received. But the thing is, if you were received in that environment because you're exactly the way they want you to be, and then all of a sudden you change, you're not received no more into this environment. You got to change that environment because you changed. They were not going to change. You have to change environment, because if you want to be received in the new identity, the new goals, now you're going to have to shift this. Now you say, well, I'm married, and the resistance with my husband, the family, they don't want me to work, and my children look at me weird. All right. So now you got to create a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
You got to structure a lifestyle that they won't feel left out nowhere. That when you're doing your career, your hustle, you bring in all the structure that everybody feels safe, because that's what they want. And I don't feel safe no more. So you see, there's all of these concepts and strategies. That's in the coaching. That's where you get the coaching, the strategy, the concept, because now.
And to do it with wisdom.
Correct. You got to be very wise in how you do things.
Yeah, because you can destroy if you're not wise.
Yeah, correct. So, but the thing is if you're married, you're in this environment, everybody feels threatened by your decisions. Now you got to secure people. You got to bring that protection, and the way you do it, the way you bring in the money, everything will. If it's done the right way, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So there's ways of doing things. But do not stay into the environment a personal environment that I feel guilty, I feel overwhelmed. No, you got to structure. You need a plan.
Yeah, we need a plan,
You
because
need a plan.
you can have a desire, but without a plan, you're not going to do
right.
it, You have to start with a desire,
Yeah.
but you need to structure the desire,
Yeah.
how you're going to reach your destination. You have a destination? Great. Now, how you're going to do it. This is what we do in coaching. And by the way, people watching right now, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You have comments. You have some question with what we're saying right now. We want to hear from you. And maybe the next show, we're going to answer your question. This is important for us to answer the people watching right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we want to give you more than this is ask question. And we're going to answer that. Alan, another thing, and for the end, I just want to say that it's another things, because according to the gender, we stereotype the role stuff. And I think we are ready to a new era right now, because you're a man, you work, you have a family, you have me, you have your kids. But for you, it's not because you had kids, now you have to compromise all the rest because you had kids. It's normal culturally. Then you continue to do your stuff. But culturally, because of the gender, the other one has to compromise her dream or what she want to do. And this is why she feels split and she feels guilty unconsciously.
Yeah.
Unconsciously. Maybe she's supported or she by her husband, but maybe these voices try to bring condemnation because of that. I'm supposed to sacrifice all of this part of my life because I decided to have kids. And for me, it doesn't make sense.
You can have it all.
You can have it all.
Absolutely.
But if you don't identify, what trying consciously from generation and the culture try to tell you, you decided to have kids. You cannot do both. You cannot be good at both. It's a way that you need to identify to confront that and to conquer that. Because if you don't do that, you're going to feel split and guilty all the time.
You got to lift up the battles.
This is good.
That's very good. The thing is, don't put more battles on your soul than it can take, right? Fix the problem. That means being released of this pressure. What we suggest, you need concepts and strategies. Get the guilt off of your back.
Yeah.
Because at one point, you're going to fall. You could be miserable and you'll look back. You cannot, and look at your life and, build that lifestyle now. Wherever you're at, you can rebuild this. Rebuild on old runes, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it's gone to, you can shift this. With the right teaching, the right concepts, the right strategies, you can walk out of any situation. Now, is it going to be easy? No, because now you got to reverse engineer all this. You got to go to the end. What do you want to build today? Because it all comes down to that. What's the price you're ready to pay to fix it up? You want this goal, it's going to cost. Now, if you don't go for this goal, it's going to cost you anyway. You got on one side, cost of regret, overwhelm, deception and deceived. And the other one, no pain, no gain. You got to change you. Go on, work on yourself. And then you're moving ahead. At the same time, you're protecting your legacy because the thing is, as a couple, we're building a legacy.
Yeah.
If you're not building a legacy, you're solo, right? He's on his side, you're on his side. Man cave here and the girl meeting on there, sitting at a table complaining to her girlfriends about her husband. He's in the man cave with a pizza and a beer, and he's complaining about his wife. And
everything is going well, but not the other side.
So who are going to pay the price?
Yeah.
The kids are going to pay the price.
Yeah.
The goal's going to pay the price. The future's going to pay the price.
And this is important what we're seeing right now, because if young couple are watching our show right now, this is the time now.
To fix things.
Now, before having kids, before to be, full-time together, or you just together, but to just say, what is the lifestyle we want? What do we want to build? To be intentional, where we want to go. This is good conversation to have in the beginning. It's going to help to support each other and to build something real together, not be 50 years later and say, I don't know you, you don't know me, and the kids is not at home anymore, and how we're going to face the next phase in our life, you know. And for older couple right now watching us, it's never too late. It's never too late to decide to change the cycle and to refocus with the right system. Because if stuff is not going well in our life, it's because we have the wrong system. If we realize you grew up one way, I grew up completely a different way than you, and we didn't stay on this is the way because this is the way I grew up. You didn't stay on that, and I didn't stay on that because we didn't want to have the Greek Roman system culturally in our life. We want to have the royal system, the way king and queen will manage their kingdom, and to be ready to relearn, to unlearn and relearn the right way with the right system to build an empire for our life and our family. And this is always possible, no matter, you know, the age we have or the stage we are. It's possible.
On a finishing note here, I just wanted to put it, because we've been helping women for 20 some years, getting their lives back together. And that was one of your peaks, one of your strong points. Before I knew you, you were helping women that were in distress and all kinds of bad situations. So you saw what happened in the families. You were helping these women being relocated, helping them out of this, the violence and everything, the families' destructions. You went to school for this. You went to university for this. You worked in this business. You know how women think and what they went through. And then for 20 some years, you've been coaching women into getting their lives back together and rebuilding again. So this is nothing new for you. You've been doing this.
Yeah, I didn't become a coach like many people.
You've
they become coach
long,
without, you know.
Time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, buy 2-3 courses in your coaching.
Oh, my Lord.
You did this all your life. You're 48 years old, and the only thing you did was help women rebuild their lives.
Restore their life. To reach their goals.
That's why you say to the women out there, you know, you can have it all. I've been doing this for a long, long time.
In my own life, I have the fruit, and I have thousands of women to just go and get what they desire.
Correct. So I just want to put this final notes. The people listening to this podcast got to understand that we didn't start last week. We didn't buy a course and like many and say, okay, I'm going to start charging, be a coach. You did this all your life. You came from 3 generations of women. The women before you were doing concepts and strategies for survival for their families. You have this gifting of concept and strategies, but you're using it to get other people that were in survival, other women, to bring them into their destiny and their career to be fulfilled, and not ending up like the mothers before you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and to go higher. That's good. You know, I want to encourage a lot of people watching the show right now that it's possible to fulfill your dream, no matter the resistance you have. Maybe you don't have the support you want. I don't know, you were talking about this lady that she was a lawyer and she didn't have support from her husband. And we didn't accuse her husband. We didn't came against. We just focus on strategy, system, help her to believe in her. And you know what happened? Year after, her husband started to support her. You know, she can have it all. Exactly. She didn't compromise her dream to please her husband and try to diminish her capacity or potential. We put strategies. We put a system, and she was able to go and reach that, and to have the support the time she was doing that with her coaching, and at the same time after, she was able to have the support of her husband. And he decided to move for her because of her job after that, different city, because she became judge, and he was there, and I was there, and it's amazing. This is why it's so possible.
Yeah. Well, in the world, we in the U.S., we hear a lot of this, a happy wife, a happy life, but we don't know the meaning of this, how profound this could be, right?
Yeah.
So a happy wife means, a happy wife, that she has to be fulfilled, and she's part of the team in the house and in the family and culturally, sometimes this gets messed up, but it's possible to get all this back together. So put comments there, what you think about this show down there, and let us know what you would like us to talk about, because we'll be
Absolutely.
doing a lot of stuff
Yeah.
in the future. All
Then
right.
we were blessed to be with you today. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. And we're going to see you in the next show. Bye-bye.